Welcome to the Golden State Media Concepts Sex Podcast, a show that examines all aspects of sexuality, from physical to emotional to spiritual. Join our hosts as they discuss age-old questions, common misconceptions, and the latest topics surrounding sex. They'll tackle topics about sexuality from the complicated to the hilarious and everything in between. GSMC Sex Podcast is your show for all of your questions about sex, even some you might not have thought of yet.
Thank you for tuning into the GSMC podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I am your host, Andra, where the topic about sex is from the point of view of an older woman. Now, topic today, I like to spice it up a bit. We're going to talk about sex toys, but a different kind of sex toys. The ones we just wear out in every day to spice up our outfit. Our sex jewelry. And if most people knew that that's what it was, I don't think that'll allow you in the office. You know, some are geared towards the woman, and others, you can use it together. Either way, they are versatile. But I mean, this is bringing this female sexuality out into the open. Because, in the beginning, it was actually thought that, or society viewed, shall I say, that women's sexuality should have been kept under wrap. And we generally follow the male because the male was the sexual dominance in the relationship. But nowadays, that's not so true. With sex just growing in different ways, in different areas, women are becoming that sexual being, and men are finding it alluring and extremely sexual. And then that's just what you look at for in a partner to complement that, or if you like teaching that inexperienced partner, you can do that as well. But you teach them to where you like them, ladies, so they understand who you are and what makes you tick in the bed. So let's talk about some sexual jewelry that is now out there. I mean, it was before where dildos were, you never had one of those. A woman never masturbated. There were never cock rings or anything like that. There were always those societal norms that held us back from expressing ourselves. Adam and Eve. Adam ate the apple, or was it Eve? The story goes in different ways. We interpret it in different ways. Either way we look at it, it comes down to the same thing. They had sex. Come on. Which, due to folklore or due to our perception and what has been taught to us, we now wear clothing because of them. And sex has become this big thing. Now imagine if that apple was not eaten. Would we be walking around naked? We would need some stylish jewelry now, wouldn't we? So, let's look at it that way. Obviously, starting our list off is obviously the most favorite that everybody loves, handcuffs. But now handcuffs are becoming very stylish where they can be worn as bracelets in the fashion statement world. And when you want to use them with your partner, take one off, put it onto the other wrist, and you have ready-made handcuffs for wherever you are. And handcuffs, when it comes to sexual jewelry or sexual toys or anything that goes beyond those limits, they are classified as BDSM in that lovely bondage category. So remember, they are, handcuffs are no longer held to one level. Most people love handcuffs more than anything these days, and be able to go out into the public and wear them right on your wrist, and no one knows that but you and your partner. So it's really, you could take it to such a different level with regards to using them out public where no one would probably even know. So handcuffs have come a long way in different ways of being designed. But if you still like those standard run-of-the-mill handcuffs, please just go out there and get them, because they are out there still. And always the classics are the best sometimes. A lot of handcuffs. There's a lot of sites out there that are now producing sex jewelry, like that high-end sex jewelry, which is what we're talking about. And at the end of the segment, or the show, shall we say, we will touch on glass dildos, some that are, very good to use, and how to basically shop for them, shall I say. Because when you hear glass dildo, what happens? You cringe. Oh my God, is it going to break? But we'll come back to that later on at the end of the show and closing it out with that. So back to our topic. Now, one producer of very high-end handcuffs, or different styles of handcuffs used in sexual acts, is Unbound, which they came up with like a really super sleek pair of handcuff bangles that are very easy to wear, not telling or anything like that. And it's just taking everything to another level, that's all. Next thing is a Crave Vesper. Now, people, vibrators have elevated right up and into Bluetooth, where your partner can control the vibrator that you have in your panties when you're not even together. And then they have the dual Bluetooth, where both of you are getting your rocks off and controlling each other's vibration to orgasm. Now, ladies usually carry around a really small vibrator in their purse, and they want to vibrate with that, and masturbate. There you go. Pull it out. There you go. But with the Crave Vesper, it's a necklace. It is a very sleek necklace, and unless you tell somebody what that is, they'll never even know you're wearing a vibrator around your neck. They come in gold, they come in rose gold, they also come in silver. So they are very well priced too. So coming in as a good mark of $70. And this particular one is really good. Whereas if you're at work and you want to get a little bit of a thrill on, or you're feeling a little craving for an orgasm, you can just take this out and use it. Go, sit in your car or something, or in your office. They'll never know. But if your place does have cameras, you might want to think about that and go in the bathroom. But this one is made by Babeland, and it's been quite popular with the ladies. Next, and we're going back to Unbound because they're one of the top, along with Babeland, in producing sexual jewelry. I mean, you can buy sexual jewelry on Etsy now, and Amazon, Fashionista, She Knows. These are a lot of the sites that have this jewelry now, and some sites that take it beyond. So, with the next Unbound sex jewelry on our list, we have the Hot Dog Cut Ring bracelet. And with that, obviously, it is, it's like a bolo, and you wear it on your wrist. You take it out, you put it around your penis as a ring, and adjust it to how tight or how lightly you want to feel with it. And then when you're done, put it right back on your wrist and go about your business. Now, this one is actually quite reasonable. It is $10. So look into that. I'm sure they have different styles that you can pick from. But if you are starting out, that might be one of the sex jewelry that you want to start out with and practice with masturbating and everything like that. So you might just want to try this out if it's your first time using sex jewelry, because again, they are making it to look like jewelry. So there might be the little difference where maybe the clasp might be, digging deep or something. This is a way of you figuring this out. And also, when you masturbate with these, you also find out ways that are going to get you off that you can tell your partner, and you can use it with them. So this is really good. Going back into the BDSM world by Bougeot Indiscreets. And it is the Magnifique. I'm probably saying that wrong. I love when they change how to spell words where you pronounce them and it gets all squirrely. But this is a whip necklace, which looks like an ordinary necklace with tassels, but you can adjust it up to go around your hand and the tassels become longer, and your partner can use that as a whip, or you can use it on your partner. Now, this one's pretty reasonable through this company. So go under the power of different colors. This one's in silver. And, if you have no desire to use it as a whip, it is a must-have piece of jewelry. So it is a beautiful piece of jewelry. But the mere fact of knowing that it is hanging from your partner's neck between her breasts is a total turn-on for you. So take it that one step further if you're going to go through all that to purchase it. If you don't want that, well, that is your choice as well. Ladies, you can use it for what you want. Now let's go on to, we're back at Unbound again. They're pretty popular here, as you can see. And apparently they've been doing this for a while now. And they have what is known as the 2-finger massage ring. Now it looks like a regular 2-finger ring, but it has balls on the top of it, one larger than the other, where this is actually found very good for clitoral stimulation, but for a man, you can also rub your perineum. And there's a little tease with some anal play where, insert one of the balls into your anal. So if you want to try it and you're beginning in something small, try with this because that is what it's there for. Obviously, if you're going from anal to clitoral, please do clean this so that nothing is being spread, any germs or bacteria going from the anal to the clitoral stimulation. So, but this, you can give it goes for you, yourself for masturbating, and it goes either man or woman. So if you're going to do a little anal play, you can do that, then masturbate, man. If you want to do it on your partner, and whether it's a female, little swapping up for some clitoral stimulation. And for a man, it would, use the perineum, rub that space in between the scrotum and the anal hole. So there is a great tease there. And seeing as all the, a good amount of sex nerves are sitting there, and us as females, we can get an orgasm off better that way sometimes because we are sitting on them and where ours are, coming through. Again, innie as opposed to outie. Now, we're going to take a break from our list of jewelry sex toys that are wearable throughout the day. And go get that snack, get a drink, come back, get relaxed. And I will meet you back here to continue our session on sex jewelry and talking sex with Andra.
Still on the search of that one true love? On the limbo in this crazy world of dating, marriage, relationships? Well, listen to the Golden State Media Concepts Relationship Podcast, your one-stop podcast for everything about relationships.
Thank you for tuning into the GSMC podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I am still your host, Andra, where the topic about sex is from the point of view of an older woman. Now continuing on with our topic of sex jewelry and how it has just climbed to become more fashionable, where you just bring it out as regular jewelry and you can't even tell. And then finishing up the show with a little bit of glass dildos, where to buy, the quality, and all that good stuff. Yes, I know you cringe when I say glass dildo, but those are some of the best dildos out there, believe it or not. They may not vibrate, and they probably do in some cases, but I'm assured that it would be quite an interesting thing. But those are some of the best dildos out there. So let's get back to our topic of sex jewelry. When we left off before the break, we left off with the 2-finger massage ring by Unbound, both for female and male pleasurability. Now I'm going to move on to another pair of handcuff bracelets, which you can actually buy from Amazon. And they're by Crave. So it's Crave leather cuff bracelet. Now the chain on these, not like the original handcuffs, is a little shorter. Pricing is still pretty good on this, but you can wear them like regular leather bracelets, and intertwine them with the bracelets you're wearing. And leather bracelets seem to be a big thing these days. So do look into these. They're another set of handcuffs. Get a little bit of, depending on how, what should I say, sturdy? Nah, I won't say. If you want a little bendability in there, where they won't chafe, I guess. They may just still chafe, but they're a little bit more bendable than the metal. So, giving you that little bit of wiggle room, so to speak, whereas with metal ones might be a little tough. But then again, they are made to be worn out, so the way they're made has been altered to be much more comfortable. Let's move on to another product by Unbound, which is the Silver Lube Vial necklace. And it's exactly as it says. It's a necklace with a tube pendant on it, but when you unwind it, the tube reveals some lubricant. Always good to carry some just in case you're in the heat of the moment and there is none there for you, and you can just whip that on and use it. Now, they come in different styles. There are some that are made to look like little ice cream cones. And that might be your fun way today. That might even be where you switch in between the two, where if you're using the cylinder one and that's your serious, really, you want to get into deep, thoughtful sex and maybe a little hard. Whereas with the ice cream, if you want a pendant, you can put it on your neck and it's telling your partner, oh, she's in a little playful mode today. There are ways to look at these. This particular one is very well priced, very reasonable. So this is, most people will use spit, and it is still work. However, having that for either yourself to use for masturbation, having that lube readily available and portable is helpful. It can either be for masturbating, man or woman, or take it with you for your pleasurable sex acts. There is a versatility to it. So really, get your mind working here and seeing how you can use these sex jewelry pieces for your benefit. Because isn't that what sex is all about, or sex toys? It's to pleasure you and make your sexual pleasures that much more amazing. Now we're going back. Unbound is pretty much one of the top dogs with sexual jewelry, because this next item is also by them, and it's called the Golden Tickler Ring. Now we know what ticklers are, and floggers use a foxtail or something fur or something frilly, whispery. This is exactly as that sounds. It is a gold ring with looks along the lines of a fur piece that is on a piece of fur into the ring. Now, mind you, these outlandish rings are very, very popular today. So adding this to your wardrobe will never get a second thought. But you and your partner know what it is, and you know what it is. So it is pleasurable both ways. If you love any sort of tickle play, this ring is for you. It's a great way to get your foreplay started, by teasing and taunting your partner or yourself, one or the other. They are actually considered feathers. Actually, it isn't even considered fur. It is considered feathers. So there's what we use a lot for, that little tickler effect in taunting and getting that stimulating sexual drive going in our partner. So when you can wear it around, take it out when you want and go to town. Again, good for masturbating and to play around with your partner and get that foreplay going. So you might want to take it off after, just in case, because it is quite fluffy, and you want to be able to use it for a later date. And besides, it is a fashion statement, so. Now moving on to the Pink Bunny, who has come out with the Crave Droplet necklace. This particular piece is actually nipple clamps. It is a lariat that you don't, have no clasp. It just goes around your neck. A little bit more pricey. However, it is for that woman or man who likes their nipples played with, or you want to get started on your way home and your partner can say, why don't you put on your nipple clamps? Same thing if you're in work, put them on while you're wearing it and just have them in there getting you turned on, so when you get home you just jump your partner. It is what it sounds like. It does align with your nipples, and this is for maximum nipple stimulation. And there is no one stop here, so you don't even have to take it off. You can just have them on, go home, take off your clothes and still have them on, and just go on to the bedroom or wherever it is you are at that time. Hey, go on the kitchen table. It was done in the movie Postman. Always rings twice. And for those of you who are up there in age, you do know what that movie is. Very famous movie, up there with along with 9.5 Weeks, which has taken how we say sexual acts to somewhat of a next level, and probably paved the way for a little bit of the kinkiness that is out there today. Remember that. That's what they're there for. Please use them to the fullest ability. Again, back to our handcuff bracelets. And Peugeot Indiscreets has put this one out. This is more their metal chain handcuff bracelets. Magnifique. Oh, I did it that time. Magnifique. And these are really beautiful pieces of jewelry, whereas they are mesh, made of mesh. They're golden color. You can get them in silver if you like, maybe rose gold as well. Very reasonably priced. Now, you can never have really too many options when it comes to your jewelry. So why not have many options when it comes to your sexual toys? And having different types of handcuffs work in that train of thought. So these are great, and they just will go right along with your daily outfit. Now, the next one is a necklace. It is by Wisp, but this is WISP, which this one particularly is not out on the market, or if you want it, the only way it is available is to go onto their website. It is a pendant that doubles as a massager vibrator. So, but it is not, it is only available through their website. Let's put it that way. So if you want that, please go on there and check it out. And they don't even have a price on this one yet. So you're gonna have to, if you want to know what it is, I can't tell you if it is high or low, because it is it's not available, but you can sign up to get onto their website and get notified when it does become available. So these were our first sex toy that have been converted into jewelry, where we can wear this in every day life and spruce up our outfits and looking stylish, as well as having right at your fingertips, and you don't have to go home and say, oh, geez, I didn't bring a rubber. Oh, geez, I didn't bring lube. Or you guys are out somewhere. You have all this stuff readily available to you on your body. Nipple clamps right there. You probably could wear them all day long. Remember that? So, now, mind you, where sex jewelry became into the mainstream was actually brought out by Jane Fonda, the lovely actress and fitness guru, in March of 2017. So remember, these are everyday people we see on TV, and she brought it right out there in a telephone interview with Ellen DeGeneres. So they're out there. They are growing in numbers. And remember that, which makes us feel much better about things. Now, she does talk about, same from Bordeaux, indiscreets. And if you go onto the website, you will see there are different varieties of handcuff bracelets, because this one is, and I'm probably going to destroy the name on this, Placer Nacre pearl handcuffs. Beaded jewelry. Might find two ways of using that. Again, they do talk about the Crest Vespa personal little vibrator you wear around your neck. Now, on Unbound, and it's actually Unbound Babes website, they actually have the palm. Now, there is that special word in there, palm. So what do you think that means, ladies and gents? Absolutely. It is a multi-mode vibrator that doubles as a ring, which fits on, you put it on any finger when you're getting ready to use it. But it is a beautiful piece, believe it or not. It just looks like a regular gold ring with a long gold bar on it, which you can just put your hands into your pants, turn the ring around, and there you go. Get a little clitoral stimulation there. It is a little pricey, but I still think that this is actually a good price, especially since it is gold, and it probably comes in different varieties of gold, silver, rose gold, and things like that. And I think that's where that will come into play. Again, they totally highly talk about the Pink Bunny's Crave Droplet Necklace, which is the nipple clamps. And we will get into more variety of those as well. Now, on the Pink Bunny, they have a good variety of nipple clamps that can turn around and be either earrings or necklace. And with that being said, I won't go into the next item until we come back from break, so we will stop here for a break. So replenish that drink, replenish that snack, come back, get relaxed, and meet me for more talk about sex with Andra.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
Thank you for tuning into the GSMC podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I am your host, Andra, where the topic about sex is from the point of view of an older woman. Now, welcome back to all my sex freaks. Our topic is sexual jewelry to be worn out in everyday society to spice up that outfit, but also there to turn you on personally and together with your partner. And as promised, we will end out the show today with and look at some glass dildos, places to buy them, the quality, all that good stuff, and what to really look for, because obviously when you say glass dildos, for those of you who have not used them, I'm sure that you cringe, and the first thing you think about is, oh my God, it's going to break. Well, they don't make them for breakability, but there are those out there that you need to be wary of. So let's get back to our topic of sex jewelry and finish that up. We left off with the pink bunny and their nipple clamps. Now, there are different kinds of nipple clamps out there with regards to being really high end. These are a pair of Bijou de Nip pearl and beaded nipple clamps. Now, these clamps double as earrings. Absolutely beautiful pair of earrings, by the way. And when you are feeling a little, sexy, kinky, clamp them on wherever you are, or on your way home so you are ready and foreplay is started. You could talk to your partner on the phone and tell them what you're feeling, get them started, so when you walk through that door, just take off your clothes and get it going. They are a necessity for the wardrobe, by the way. So remember that. Now, the next one is the Maze hand bracelet harness. A little different here. And this one is made by Bijou Indiscreets. They're bracelets, but they are actual harnesses for your hands. They can be worn as a statement accessory. Either way, or use them for what they are really intended for. They are harnesses. So think harnessed, think bondage, and there you go. Let your mind run wild. Remember, that's what they're there for. Now we have, going back into some serious BDSM, with Unbound Babes, is a lovely golden whip necklace. It is a weapon, a whip, shall I say? Sorry about that. And with this, it's actually a very beautiful piece where you can wear it as a necklace. Then when you take it off, there are two tassels that do hang down, and you close it onto your hand, or your wrist, shall I say. And the tassels become one, and there is your whip. It is considered a collar. And you just fold it. Actually, according to them, you fold it in half, and then the chains become together. Some of them actually do adjust and close down to fit around your wrist. But this one actually folds in half, and then there's the chains that come together, and you use them to tease yourself and or your partner. These are actually, they're pretty reasonably priced. So go on to Unbound Babes. That is really a good site. Now we're back to the Pink Bunny, another site that really pulls out the all stops with sexual jewelry, with the pearl beaded clitoral clamp. Now mind you, we're talking about nipple clamps separately and clitoral clamps separately, but they do have them where it is combined as one piece, and it looks like a regular piece of body chain on the body, but you can walk around all day like that, get yourself turned on, and it's no holes when you decide to get home and finish out that act, or You can finish it out right then and there. There is no stopping what you have on your mind to do, let's put it that way, with the sexual acts. And it is what it says. It is quite reasonably priced. It clamps onto your clitoris for clitoral stimulation. Very reasonable price, especially for beginners. If you're trying these out, do go over to the website and check it out at the Pink Bunny. Again, when you get on there, you might find something else that you like. Now, taking those handcuffs one step further, for those of you who are into that fetish or into the BDSM where there is submission and dominance, this next item will be quite of interest to you. It is a Dessert metallic mesh collar, and this one is also by Bordeaux Indiscreets. It is a very stylish piece. It looks like it is just complementing the outfit of the person who is wearing it, generally the woman, but the man can do it too. Completely up to you, which can turn into your restraints, whereas the chain becomes, you connect it and the chain becomes the leash. But you would never know that that is there. So it is really, really a nice piece to look at. Very stylish, especially on a black dress. So showing off your figure, but also showing off your jewelry. We're back to Unbound Babes with their Cleo bangle cuffs. Now these actually look like regular gold bangles. You can get them engraved, whereas, write what you want on them, especially if you are into the fetish of BDSM. You could put some things that on there that is most meaningful to both you and your partner when it comes to that. Very, very sleek. And believe it or not, the inscription that is on this particular pair is, there is freedom in restraint. These are actually very well priced, reasonably. There are those out there that you can have something else engraved on them. Please look into them if you want to personalize these to you and your partner. Back to our chokers, and we have the Maze Tassel Choker by, again, Bordeaux, Indiscreets. Now, again, with the chokers, you are doubling this as a leash, and this is a very beautiful tasseled choker. It does not go around the body. It actually goes down the center of your partner's chest, and you can basically just grab it when you see them, and it has now been converted into a leash. Now, the tassels on this one, although it actually, believe it or not, it actually triples as a whip. So it actually has 3 different aspects. Your partner's wearing it as a choker, and that is displaying her sexuality or his sexuality, and wearing it as a fashion statement with clothing. And you can call them up and say, let me see what it looks like, and you can show them, or you could put it on to them in the morning, which gives you that added togetherness with regards to that, and gets that sexual mind going and that sexual turn on going in the morning. Go off to work, and then when you get home, just grab a hold of it and lead your partner to the bedroom or wherever it is you are going, and then take it off and go to town with it as a whip. So it has a lot of versatility with it, which is a positive, because when it comes to your sex jewelry or anything that you buy, you would like to be a little versatile with it. And this particular website, which I've seen, has got some reasonable pricing, especially for the beginners. So think about that, because if that's what you are looking for, there you go. Now, Wisp again is coming back out with another ring. Well, it's already out, and it is called the Eunice Finger. Now, it's designed for two things. One, fragrance and massage. It is a finger cuff that conceals your perfume orb in it. Or it can be worn outside or inside of the hand for easy access for vibrating and clitoral stimulation. Again, also good for stimulating the perineum on a man. This one is a little bit pricey, so before you go out and pay for this, you really would want to start out small, something reasonably priced, see how you like it. And if you do start working your way up to this, like I said, this one is one of the higher end, higher priced jewelries. You don't want to put yourself completely in the hole, but there you go. Now, Bijou Indiscreets comes out with a magnifique waist chain jewelry, which, looking at it, it actually probably could double as can be worn on the waist, and the chain is over the buttocks with the tassel in between your butt cheeks and showing off some style to the anal. However, they do have chain pieces like this that do go to the front, which show off the nipples and the breasts. So you can use that. It's keep it on, take it off, use it for something else. So they have this pretty reasonably priced, but there you go. If you want to go a little bit minimalistic, you can actually use a good bold statement with a pair of blue leather handcuffs. They can be a showstopper and reasonably priced. Our next item is some hoops that are really designed to wear as earrings. However, do again double as those nipple clamps for added stimulation and being able to just bring it out and take them from the earrings and put them on before, on your drive to get you a little hot and bothered right before you go home. Personalized for masturbation and for together with your partner. Remember that there are a lot of these out here. A lot of people go in for nipple clamps for stylish jewelry. Some people get their nipples pierced. And both ways are the greatest, but if you are going in style and you want to use jewelry purposes only, where you can take them off and put them on when you want, this is where this jewelry comes into play because it has a versatility sexually and stylish. So, and these particular ones are not made for beginners because of the way they are. And there's they look like regular hoops, to be honest with you, but they are reasonably priced. Remember, if you're a beginner and you want to try these, get a less constricting pair of nipple clamps, whereas you can, work up to get to the sensation that you want. So, Babeland is next on our list, where they have come out with Maze H Harness. This is a torso harness that can be worn under clothing and shown as a choker where it looks like it is just wrapping around the body. But it is a leather choker, and it's a choker-based bonus, hence torso. You wear it on your torso. So when you are getting home, all your partner needs to do is hook on that leash, and there you go. Leave the harness on and just add a couple of more accessories to the mix there, and there you go. A fun night of sexual bliss. This one is actually, pretty priced nicely, so they don't ever think that there is. Again, we're back to the magnifique whip necklace, and these come in all different sizes, so do really, on different styles, do really get out there, check out these sites, because there's a lot of sex jewelry that I did not even go through. There's a site out there that actually, like I said, has a combination of the nipple clamps and clitoral clamps connected by chains, and it looks like a regular piece of body jewelry, but you know, you can wear it right under your clothes and get sexually turned on, get you started wherever you're going. If you're feeling a little kinky on the way to work, do put it on and wear it. So by the time you get to work, you've had that first orgasm of the day that gets you your thought juices going, whereas what you want to do to your partner when you get home. So great starting pieces, all of this sex jewelry. But do go out there, explore. They are on every website nowadays. They have become such a big part of the sexual act. You know, you don't have to be into BDSM in order to enjoy these. They are stylish pieces for you alone or for you and your partner. Either way. But if you are a beginner, please start out slow. You do not want to hurt yourself. So that is the end of my segment with regards to sexual jewelry. That is now a major fashion statement in the sex world, especially the whips that people just think are tassels and the handcuffs you wear as regular bracelets. Nipple clamps and clitoral clamps as earrings. Never thought it would come to so much versatility, but we are going to take a break here. If you want to get more snack, more drink, go ahead and do that. Get comfortable again. But when we come back, we will finish out the show with glass dildos. So meet me back here to finish up our show, and where you could probably use the glass dildos with the sex jewelry. So there you go. I would like to ask that you please remember to subscribe to the show and write a nice review. That really helps me and us as a whole. Also, if you can, please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Again, thank you, and have a good night.
You've been listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Sex Podcast, part of the GSMC Podcast Network. You can find this show and others like it at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Download our podcasts on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, or anywhere you find podcasts. Just type in GSMC to find all of our shows from the GSMC Podcast Network. From sex and relationships to health and wellness, life and happiness, and even weird news. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed today's episode of the Golden State Media Concepts Sex Podcast.